Hello everyone. So in this course, we'll be understanding and learning about setting up the environment and tools. So we'll be using few tools like Apache, PHP, Ubuntu, and Visual Studio or Sublime, whatever code editor you would want to use. You can use anything. So I'll be explaining what we exactly need, and you can go ahead and install it in your local as well as the remote server if you already have. So I'll just go through this. So okay, so first you need to install in your local machine. So if you're using Mac, Ubuntu, or Windows, whatever you're using, you need to make sure that you have Apache up and running, PHP 7 installed in your machine, and you can actually see the entire PHP 7 settings in your PHP info or whatever, wherever you want. So for the Ubuntu, we have already given you the link. If you are running Windows or Mac or anything, you would want to use some software, something like XAMPP, XAMPP, which will give you the entire LAMP stack or WAMP stack into your local machine, and you can verify everything is up and running by going to this localhost, right, and then enter whatever. So you might have had certain, because if you see this kind of information or like POE, this kind of information means you are having the local host running. If you will not have any local host, it will you will show that the not found, something like that error. That means that you have not or sorry, Apache installed. So once you've done the Apache and PHP, you need to make sure that you have the Composer also installed and running in your command terminal in your machine. So let's say in this Apache, or sorry, in the Mac case, I have the Composer installed. So I'll type Composer, and you will be able to see this kind of message. So if you are seeing this message, it means that Composer is installed and successfully up and running. So please make sure that you install this. If you want to see the tutorial how to install it, Google it or refer to this link. So another thing you need to install before we go ahead is the Git. So Git is a simple code management system, or you can say the version management system. So to check if you have Git installed, you can do this just Git, and if you'll see this instruction and usage commands help message, it means that Git is also installed. So after installing this and Git, you need to make sure that you download this repository, a GitHub repository about the basic. I'll just try to click here and we'll see. Okay, it's not clickable. Okay, I'll give you the clickable PDF already, so which will be available. So I go to this link which has this oh, the github.com, and then yeah, this one. Okay, so it's just nothing but a small strap bootstrap, actually the template up and running. So you can use that and refer to that template, so that you can use it for building your application from, and rather than building everything from the scratch. So it's a good idea to just use that, and I'll just see if we can show you how it looks like. Okay, it's not giving you the reference or the link, so I can show you right now by going to this command. I'll clone this repository in by going to this whole library, and then web server documents. So I go to this is my actually the directory where my HTTP is being served, right? So I'll be using this command, git clone. So it will actually clone the repository into my local machine. Okay, it says fatal repository not found. Maybe because I need some sudo, because okay, good. Okay, forget this. Actually, this link might be wrong. So I'll do one thing. I'll clone directly, copy directly link from here, because I think this link is wrong. So I'll just try to do sudo git clone, enter. Yes. So as you can see that there is something wrong in the previous link. You might have okay. So as you can see, the folio link is wrong. So that's actually the person who has hosted the code has done this spelling mistake here. So okay, so anyway, so let's move on. So if you actually clone this and I try to access the whole repository using the local host, because my local host is being served, then and I'll go to this whatever the URL. So if you check the directory where we have actually created the whole folder. So this is the folder name where the whole uh, the code has been copied. So if you open the, it will show you like this. So it's nothing but a small template, right, which you can actually use to build your the platform. So I've used actually this basic platform or the template to build my own website. Okay, so I have already, so I'll be giving you the link in the lecture resources. So please download copy the link or just Google it. Start Bootstrap portfolio hyphen item. You'll get it on the LinkedIn or sorry GitHub. Okay, so let's move on to the next. So if you have this, you may need to make sure that this whole the template is actually accessible on this. So you can rename the folder anytime after cloning it if you want. And you need to make sure that you have jQuery integrated into the platform, into this template. So if I suppose I go and open this template, so which I have already installed it. So I have already uploaded this whole code into the lecture resource. So please download this whole folder as it is from the lecture resource, right? So if I'll go to the inspect button and go to the console, if I'll try to enter dollar and enter, if I see this, it means that my jQuery is already included into this. So this is, you need to make sure that jQuery is included. So, and you are having the access to the jQuery using the dollar symbol. So that is very important part. Okay, so next is after this you need to go to the next and then sign up into the login or the login into the existing AWS account. So if you don't have any AWS account, you need to go into the AWS, sign up for one. It will take 3 4 minutes to sign up into the AWS, and then you should have the permission to launch the Ubuntu servers, right? So make sure that you have to launch rights to launch the at least one EC2 server, preferably five or more. So you will be launching the this called micro server, T2 micro server, and you can, if you want to launch bigger size server, you can, but I would highly recommend to launch a small server so that the multi-chain minimal requirements are completed. Rest of the things you don't have to, because it will be just a small application running just one application, so you don't need a large size server for this. And if you don't know uh, how to SSH into the machine, because you need to install, you need to launch the Ubuntu server and SSH into the machine. So I'll be showing you how to do it. If you don't know, if you want to understand in much more deeper and want to understand more about the multi-chain, you can go to this course in this link. So this link has the coupon code as well for 50% discount. You can sign up on that course and see much more clarity how to do the SSH into a EC2 and install the multi-chain into it. Oh, sorry, what happened? Okay, so after doing into the SSH into the Ubuntu server, which I'll be going to do it, I'll be showing you how to do it right now. Right, you need to make sure that you install PHP and Apache in the remote as well, because that's where we'll be serving the whole website, right, in the local. And also you need it because you know you might want to host the whole solution into the live server and for the public, and change your own domain name and map it to the domain name whatever you want. So that also you can do it. How to do it using the Apache and Ubuntu, you can click here and understand if you want to much, you want to expend some time on this. So of course, and as a final step, you need to install the Sublime or the Visual Studio Code. So Sublime and Visual Studio Code are some of the best code editor, quick code editor we have seen. So if you are not looking for a decent and a heavy code editor like Eclipse, then I think the Sublime or the Visual Code will be much better. So I'll recommend using the Sublime and or Visual Code for quick access everything. And then you need to ensure that you have this PHP and HTML and JavaScript editing configured, and for formatting and highlighting, because it's easy and easy to identify the the bugs or the typos in the PHP if you are actually having some highlighter. So I'll highly recommend using that. Okay, so I'll just show you there how to launch the EC2 server. So then what you need to do is go to the EC2 console like this. In the AMI section, if you have an existing AMI, use it. If you want, if you don't have any AMI, you can launch your own server, whatever you want. So I'm going to use this Mahesh API, sorry, AMI. So it's a template of web server template which you can use to launch a new server. So I'll be using this 1 GB RAM at least, because 1 GB is the minimal requirement for the multi-chain. So I'll go to this. I'll leave it this part as it is. 20 GB is fine with me because I don't think I'll be using it for much longer, and I need more than 20 GB. I'll name it to POE course node 1. So I'll name it like this. I'll go to the configuring the security. Okay, so security, I'll create a new security, POE hyphen node 1. Okay, sorry, I'll name it like this, POE course node 1, right? And I'll add a rule to uh, HTTP, because if I want to serve HTTP request as well from the server. So where is HTTP? Okay, and you need to allow HTTP from anyone. So port 80 and this much is okay. And create a preview and launch. Next you have to do is select the existing key pair or use the new one. So I'm going to create a new key pair just for your reference. So I'll use POE hyphen course, POE course. Okay, that's it. So I'm actually, what we are doing right now is we are launching a backend server where we'll be installing the blockchain. So remember, we are actually launching a server for installing blockchain in the backend, where the whole blockchain application will be up and running in the cloud. You can do it in the local machine as well if you want, but that's not necessary. It's easy to launch in the AWS and quickly delete the server if you are not using it. So launch the instance. So it will go to the launching mode. So I'll click here, and then I need to wait for the public IP to appear here. So once the public IP is here, I can do the SSH into this machine. And how to do the SSH, I'll just show you right now. So first we need to do is copy this file into a proper decent folder. So let me just go to the download folder, copy this POE course, and put it somewhere in home. I'll just try to put it home for the temporary. Right, so then I can do SSH faster. Where is the file? Okay, so I just poe-course.pem. So one thing you need to do is first, right, I'll just open a new tab. I'll go to the home directory. So I'm in my home directory. So I need to change the permission of this file. So I'll see that POE course pem is here and his permission is not right. Permission must be uh, 400 for the SSH. That's it. So if you check the permission, your permission might be 400. So that's what required. So now we need to do the SSH. I'll type SSH hyphen I and then file name, then username at the rate the IP address. So IP address, okay, now IP address is here. I'll copy this, paste this, and enter. That's it. This much. So it will ask you to add the signature. You say yes, and everything will be fine. So you will now enter into the remote server where you will be installing the multi-chain for the setting up the blockchain. So I'll just leave it as it is here so that we can continue it in the next lecture where we'll be installing the multi-chain. Okay, so all done. So we have just completed the setting up environment part. So if you have any question, let me know, please. Thank you.